Hi, my name is Heather Robertson Devine. I am the founder and general manager at Psychosocial. Thank you for tuning in, and sorry we missed you during our live webinar. The following is a recording of it. You will notice some hiccups and things like that. Please enjoy. Please let us know if you have any questions. You can reach us at sales@Psychosocial.com.
So super excited. This is our logo. This is our product I'm here to share with you today, the comprehensive Read Aloud. So Mark, I'm sure that looks new to you. And I'm going to be very simple with my presentation today. We're going to talk about the why, the what, and the how of it, okay? Those three parts. Yes, I made an anchor chart because that's what I was trained to do. So why? Why am I sharing today with you comprehensive read alouds? What was the impetus for this product? Number one, above all, Psychosocial is to, our mission is to serve dual language programs. Dual language is based on three pillars: bilingualism and biliteracy, high academic achievement, and sociocultural competency. Oh, the chat is right there. We can't have those three pillars supported by nothing. We need resources. Resources are a very basic part of dual language. So the resources are not the solution, they're just part of the whole, right? So our role in this is we want to support you with resources. And I'll talk a little bit today about how we want to support you to not spend hours looking for a title of a book. And that's our goal. So why comprehensive read alouds? For years, Psychosocial has sold our core read aloud collection. We still have our core read aloud collection. Those books are also last year in 2020, 2021, we pushed out our core collection in ebook format. Incredible, great resource, especially during the pandemic. And now we're stretching it beyond, which is really adapting to our new schools and the new way of teaching. So what's the difference between our core read aloud and our comprehensive? Well, let's talk about that. Number one, we found that equity is an issue. It's an issue of quality and quantity, and we cannot ignore that. Now, these two crude pictures here are literally of the last classroom I taught in. It was 4 years ago in a dual language classroom. And in this school district, hey Amber, nice to see your face. In this school district, we have worked very hard to gather resources. And unfortunately, the bookshelf that's on your left, is it on your left? I don't know, because I don't know if it's in your left too, but on the left is in the English side of the classroom. And then the single bookshelf on your right or left, I don't know, is in the Spanish speaking side of the classroom. So when we were a dual language, we divided into two different classrooms. English speaking was on one side, Spanish speaking was on the other. The apparent inequity of resources was right in front of our faces all the time. And so our mission is to equalize the playing field a little bit more. The other thing that one of the reasons that I gave a shout out to so many at Cross and Lit is that so many of our products that we have in English are incredible resources. And I have been reading this Fontes and Pinnell book. I mean, you can see it's pretty eaten up since when was it published? 1998. And so there are these incredible resources available to us in English. However, they're lacking in Spanish. I am not Gay or Irene. They are amazing humans and they've done amazing work. I have learned from their work. And I really thought one of our goals was to be able to provide something that's similar. And not just similar to their product, because all school districts use all kinds of different English products, but something that's agile and adaptable so that schools can have read aloud time be a productive and enriching time. So up here on this slide, you can see that the Fontes and Pinnell interactive read alouds have 120 titles per grade level. As you'll see on the other side, the Psychosocial comprehensive read alouds in kindergarten and first, there's 110, and that we wanted to go a little bit more because oftentimes there's the 90-10 allocation of language. And then in second and sixth, there's 100 titles. Now, if you are able to, one of our first school districts that made this purchase, they purchased the full collection of English and the full collection of Spanish. Now that's an incredible move on providing equity for schools that are teaching dual language. It's not always possible, we understand that, but if you can, that's exactly what you want to do. It values the teachers, it tells them that, you know, English and Spanish are equally valuable. It shows the students, there's so many pieces of that. We've got our sales consultants here today that can help you to kind of talk through that and the whole big picture of it. Today, I'm just going to focus on our read alouds though. Something else that I want to mention about Fontes and Pinnell is they have amazing large plethora of resources, many support materials. Bookstall Sir does not have that big of of resources, but we've got some today. We have, and I'm going to share those with you when I get a little bit more into the what. As well as we encourage you to also lean on the resources available from larger publishers and researchers, and I'll show those to you at the end of the session too. Okay, so this is basically what the comprehensive read alouds are. They're collections of books, 110 or 100, and they're divided into 25 sets by theme. And some of those themes are content-based, some of those themes, well, we'll get into more of that. They have lesson plans to go with each title, as well as the sets have big ideas, essential questions, and are correlated to the standards. So one other piece about comprehensive and why we chose to go with that name, comprehensive. If you've heard my shtick before, you've heard me talk about Spanish children's literature lives in 3 categories. Books in Spanish translated from English. And up here you can see I have examples of texts that represent children of color, that represent people of color in our country, and represent many of the stories from our country. We're not going to find biographies of Sonia Sotomayor in Ecuador. It's part of the core of our country. So those types of books are really, really crucial, critical for us to have in dual language classrooms. As well as they're comprehensive read aloud collections because they have bilingual and Spanish books written by US authors. Now, if you're Sarah Knigge in the group here, or Amy, you guys know that forever I used to say to you, yeah, I'm not buying those kinds of books. I'm not buying the Spanish book or the translations or the bilingual books because you can get them somewhere else. Well, what I realized is that we needed a deposit for all of them together because they're not all known. And so this was an opportunity for me to put these other books into our collection that I previously did not have, and in a thoughtful way, so that it really encouraged people to understand the balance of having all types of books. Now, in the bilingual books that are included, they include authors like Monica Brown, Carmen Tafoya, Xavier Garza, and Joe Hayes. Those are all critical voices in our country from authors that we really want to include to make sure that we're hitting that sociocultural pillar of dual language. I will show you some examples of sets so you can see that this is not just error, they're actually true. And then finally, what Bookstall Sir is most known for is having books that are written in Spanish by authors outside of the United States. Our core collection started in Chile. We've now expanded with the help of Carolina and Ignacio to move it to Colombia, to Ecuador, to Argentina, to Spain, to, I'm sure I'm missing some places, but oh, you know, that country, Mexico, that one. So to expand it to all different countries to make sure that we have all kinds of narratives represented. So that is also a really important piece of making these comprehensive. So also a part of comprehensive is making sure we address the psychosocial uses of literature. Now, many of you know that term as the windows and the mirrors in literature by Rudy Sims Bishop. This concept is really essential for our students to engage in literature, to feel like they can see themselves, to open themselves up to new worlds. That's why those 3 pieces of diverse literature, this is why. so that the literature speaks to children and we engage them. Read aloud time is to light that fire underneath them to continue to cultivate the love of reading. That's what that read aloud time is. If we don't have books that engage kids at all of our kids at all their levels, we're not going to be able to do that. So that is also why we are calling them comprehensive. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the what. So what? So when and how do these sets fit in with curriculum? This is a new piece of, so I just to be clear, in 2020, 2021, we had a few school districts purchase these collections, and gratefully they helped us to understand how to use them, how to implement them. And so one of the adaptations we made, we are responsive to schools just like teachers are responsive to kids. One of the adaptations we made was to provide schools with different charts like this that took the set themes and allowed you to be able to plug them into different parts of your curriculum. We know no one teaches the same exact curriculum, thank goodness. It's important that you adapt to your local culture. It's important that you adapt to it's important that you adapt to your students. So we wanted to make sure that we could give you tools to support them. So this you see here, we divided into artes, lenguajes, emocional, social, estudios sociales, y ciencia. So those are some of the themes. We also are acutely aware that in dual language programs, you have to teach content with literature. You cannot separate them. So this is one of the tools that we put together for curriculum ninjas to be able to take the sets and make them part of your curriculum. Sarah, I see you nodding. That's good. Because you're one of those curriculum ninjas that I'm talking about. So what are comprehensive read aloud collections? Literally. Okay, so you guys ready? I'm gonna like move and be awkward. Okay. Yeah, let's see how this works. So when you purchase the Read Aloud collections, you will get these 3 lovely boxes. And actually, I'm super excited because we're going to have some new tape. These are the things that get me going, okay? We're going to have new tape. When you get your 3 boxes, they're labeled like batch 2 of 3, 1 of 3, 3 of 3. You should have 3 for each grade level. This is what 100 to 100, well, this is a 5th grade set, so this is what 100 books looks like, okay? These 3 boxes, all of the sets are in different order because our really important goal was that we could make the books fit and not ruin them. So when I go to open my box, I'm going to use my hand sanitizer. Okay, I really wanted to have the cooking show feel, so that's what I was doing there. All right, so I'm going to open my box. I don't want to stab my scissors really far down because I don't want to hurt those beautiful boxes, but my amazing warehouse staff puts a piece of cardboard on the top just in case. So that is also great to know. So no book should be damaged. When you get one of your boxes, so I happen to put this one on top, we'll have an envelope in it like this or a waterproof one. The consultant team requested that this is actually waterproof so that nothing gets hurt because the documents in here are very precious. I will show them to you in a minute. And so, like I said, they're not necessarily in order. This is set 15. This is set 1. This is not a set. I must just play with it. Oh my gosh, can anyone hear how loud my neighbors are right now? They have, anyway. So this is 23. So they're not in any sort of order. Today, I'm going to just pick one of the sets to really show you kind of how they look and feel. So this is grade 5, section 15. So once I open my sets, my box, and then I get my sets, I can organize them however I want. I can put them in a banker's box. I'm a big fan of those because they have lids. Some people love crates. That's great. They will fit in there. Just want to make sure when you're stacking that you stack this. Don't crush the books. I can't tell you enough how important it is to keep them in the bags, okay? Even if you do label them, keeping them in the bags is very important. So this is, this may seem tedious, this may seem a little bit mundane, but this is a really important step for teachers to get to know their their resources and for them to really engage with them. And so this simple tasks are not overwhelming to them, but also allow them to start to discover. I know that in District 15 and other districts here, when people open their boxes, and there's a lot of wows and oohs, and I don't ever hear them, but I hear about them, and that's very exciting to me. Amy's smiling because she's been a part of those oohs and ahs before. So in this envelope, there are some really key things. Something that's not new is there's just a general guide. In this general guide, there's like this really like heartfelt letter from me about how much I love you. There's a list of contributors of the teachers who worked on lesson plans and the lead consultant, Ms. Amy Mosquera, conversation strategies that we talk about, and then finally the outline of a lesson. That's something important. I'm going to put it in my teacher folder. The most important piece in here is the pack list. So this is the list of all 100 books in here. Something about the pack list that makes this very unique, and also something that administrators don't necessarily want to hear, but sometimes the truth hurts. Whenever we sell you a set, whatever grade level it is, all of the books and how many sets you bought are going to be the same. However, one district to another district, a book might change. This thing happens in publishing where books go out of print, where last year during COVID, there were some runs on Spanish books and they were out of print for many months. So we had to make substitutions. So between school districts, there may be some differences in books and titles. We have tried to make our system agile enough so that you can find them. This pack list is key for that. If you would like to request from all of your teachers that you get their pack lists and you make copies of them, that's something. We also have them. We can share them with you as well. We know which pack list you have. Each one has a unique number on them. So that is something. The reason the books are in different sets though. And so we wanted to, the sets are what we really wanted to focus on because of the fact that some people love some books and some people don't love some books. So we wanted to make sure that there is a set of books for teachers to teach with. And they also may think, oh, you know what? I really love this book. I want to add it to this set. So this is your set list. This is important for you, but also just as important are the bags and keeping your books in these sets. So when I'm going to open my box and I'm going to store all my books, the ones that I'm going to teach, I'm going to put them in this box right here because these are the first ones I'm going to teach. I'm going to pull out today Colección 15, Cuidando Nuestro Mundo, Caring for Our World. Before I teach, I'm going to take my labels. I'm going to write set 15 on them, and then I'm going to put them on the back of each book. I'm going to pull out my books here. And you know what I did, which was so helpful? Or maybe not. I just saw it. Oh, I'll put my bookmark in each bag. Oh, thank goodness. So these bookmarks are really the big adaptation we made over the last year in working with districts. We realized that lesson plans are tedious. Lesson plans are overwhelming to teachers. And also lesson plans are not responsive to students. We have them as a security blanket. We have them as a support for your teachers. However, most teachers want to know, what am I going to teach? And so these bookmarks were created with Amy Mosquera at Adelante Consulting Group. And the goal with these was to include in them, you can't see them very well, but I'll share them.
Heather.
Yeah.
Heather, they're asking if you can just pause the presentation and just focus on your screen, like if you can make your screen bigger.
Oh, stop the sharing.
Yeah.
I meant to do that. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for making that substitution or that question. So this bookmark here, which you can now see a lot better, it has the title of the bag. It's got the idea principal, preguntas principales, and the standards. These are the Common Core standards. We are working on the Texas ones, work in progress. So this bookmark is what I'm going to look at as a teacher, and then I'm going to look at my set of books, and I'm going to think about, it says, una de mis preguntas principales es cómo podemos tomar acción para prevenir más daño a la tierra. How can we take action to prevent more destruction to the earth? A little bit harsher in English, but translated on the fly. So I'm going to look at my books and I'm going to think, you know what? This one, which is an amazing book from Argentina, is a really informative text. It's got great information. Probably should start with that. This one, wow, it's so informative. But you know what's at the end? Something I've never seen before. Cómo ser un líder verde. That is so cool. That might be really helpful for action. I'm gonna put my bookmark in there. I'm gonna look at the other ones. No hay planeta B. Oh, this is a really great one from, it's got a story in it. Oh, that's a great one. And then it's also got some biographies at the end. How am I gonna read these in 15 minutes? Oh my gosh, I really need to focus on my big ideas. This one, Hablamos con el aire. It's from our friends in Mexico. I'm not going to open it because that'll take more time. El Gran Capuero. This is a classic book about the Amazon jungle. It's translation. So you can see in there the diversity, not a bilingual book, but we've got a translation. We've got some authentic. So I just spent like a couple minutes just looking through my books, read my big idea. Now as a teacher, I'm going to think about what order do I want to teach these in? Do I want to use all of these books? And I need to think about what kind of discussion do I want to generate with my class? So every day when I read this book, I'm going to focus this pile of books. I'm going to focus on how we treat the medio ambiente. Okay. And then at the end, the last book I'm going to read this one. And you know what? I'm only going to read and I'm only going to focus on this page. And then I'm going to put this on my chalk tray or whatever tray people call them now because we don't use chalkboards. I have no idea. And then I'll share that with children. So this is the last book I'm going to put into my collection. Now, someone else may look at these books differently and they may think about their experiences of their students and they may not put them in that same order. We know that educators are smart. We know that educators know their children. So we wanted to provide them with this big idea bookmark so that they could be responsive to their students. If we don't continue to encourage teachers to listen to their kids and to listen to their own knowledge, then we're doing educators a disservice. I know that people are pressed for time. I know that that's really important. So that's why we have all those tools in there to hopefully get them to work smarter, not harder. Okay, what am I forgetting? I just opened a box for you. I just went through a set. Before I'm done, I definitely want to put all my materials somewhere where I'm going to use them again. I'm going to want to make sure all of my books have stickers on them, put them back into the box or back into the bag, and then I'm going to want to store them in a box so that I can use them for next year. Okay. Going in. And then I'm going to stack them, and then I'm going to pull out my next ones. Okay. Well, and then I'm going to make sure I keep all of my things all in my teacher folder. That's right. That's University of Wisconsin. And I'm going to put those to the side. One other thing that I want to mention in order to be responsive to our students and to encourage teacher growth and learning is I have a pile of books here. So this is for administrators, that larger picture of the important pieces of curriculum. These are all important parts of supporting resources. And these are not things that we necessarily need to recreate. They already exist and they're resources we already have been using. So this is how I want you to see that this is a flexible product. There's agility in it and there's it's adaptable to you and your local culture. I also have in the pile by literacy from the start. This is really essential for us thinking about literacy and teaching literacy in a dual language classroom. And books and how books can support that, like literature books. And I've got some practical resources here. Toma la palabra. It's a really great resource for practical teaching strategies for teachers. It's something that you want to explore. It's where, you know, some of the ideas for conversations is in here. It's a really great resource for teachers. So this is a great teacher one. This is also a great one for you coaches out there, Melissa, Amy. This is a really key one for you and to use with coaching. I also books that complement Jennifer Saravello's series in Español de las Estrategias. These are really key to supporting teachers in being responsive and getting into their lessons, learning how to be more adaptive with them and making that read aloud time really productive. Finally, we've got the Continuo de Lectoescritura. This is a really key resource for making sure that we're not just doing read alouds, but all of the pieces. And specifically for the read alouds, we want to think about using the reading mini lessons. This is an English product, but there's lots of things that we can take from it to make our dual language time better. And then finally, oldie but goodie, might be aging myself. I really do still love the Common Core lessons for having some graphic organizers that teachers can use to facilitate conversations with. So those are some resources that many of you have already used, many of you have worked with, so that you can see that, yes, it's really important that we, to see how this product complements the work that you've already been doing and setting your districts up for. So what we want to do is we want to be able to provide you with the books to do that. So the why, I talked about why comprehensive, why we use that word comprehensive, what they are, showed you a box of books, how they're organized, how to use them. We went over that a little bit. I want to show you lastly the website, our website that we put together. So I'm going to share my screen again.
Heather, before you move on,
Yes.
I know he already said, no, he was asking for the title of the Saravello book in Spanish.
Oh,
I found it.
you found it, Ryan? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. It's
There's
good.
two of them. One's writing, one's reading.
Yeah. You won't regret it. Okay, so these are the resources. Oh, I don't want to do that. Sorry. These are the resources I showed you. Nacho will share at the end this website for you. We're trying to figure out like how to share the resource without giving it away, without being so secretive that it's oppressive to even find it. So today we have a link for you to use, for you to share with, for the next 2 weeks, it'll be open. People with this special link can use it, as well as all of you, most of you here will get the password to access everything on our website. So this is our resource page. It explains them, it gives the grade level. It starts off by showing you the resources for the grade level big ideas. I'm gonna click on kindergarten here. When you click on the kindergarten, what you will see is a shout out to Amy and her team. And then teachers can download the bookmarks. And when you see them, all the bookmarks are together. So what if someone lost their bookmark or they want like 5 bookmarks for each book? Then they can go on here, they can print more, and then they can put those in there. We will include one for each one set for each school district. People who've already purchased the products will get theirs. They should be hot off the press in the next week. Super exciting. The other thing that the website provides that the bookmarks don't, 2 things. One, the big ideas and essential questions are in English and Spanish. So that helps our bilingual teachers as well, right? So we want to sometimes read in English to comprehend and then think about it in Spanish to improve our academic language. So they are in both. This is also editable. So the other thing we learned in 2020, 2021 is that teachers are really amazing at creating Google Slides or resources that they're pushing out to their kids or links in Seesaw. And so we wanted to make sure that there was something that was editable for them to be able to send out. So they can copy and paste these questions from here. So those are the bookmarks, the big ideas, and how they're supported through our web resources. Also on our main site, you can find the collection sorted by content areas. This is for curriculum ninjas or teachers looking to do that. You can download the PDF of them. We also have editable sheets. That word, is that really a word, editable? That's a tough one for me. Sorry, I opened up the wrong page. So there's also, am I sharing this right page? Are you guys seeing my website right now? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I got a little nervous for a minute. You can download the PDF of these or go to the editable sheets so that you can copy and paste into your curriculum scope and sequences. Finally, in here are the lesson plans. There's some really amazing videos, not so much, sorry about that. I have this nasally Wisconsin voice of me showing you how to actually do a lesson, think about a lesson, as well as there's a whole carpeta de, las lecciones. So you can go into the lessons and see them and search them. The carpetas de lecciones are all by grade level. They're PDFs. So then you can find like 4th grade set 25. Here's all of the lesson plans for 25. So that drive is searchable. Many people have done different things with these drives for their school districts, saved them in their team drives, organized them in a way that's more comprehensible. We encourage you to do that. We want you to do that. And if there's something else that we don't have for you, please let us know. We want to make sure that happens.
All right, there it is.
So
That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in and learning more about our comprehensive Read Aloud collection. We are so grateful to be able to serve dual language schools with products and resources that support the 3 pillars of dual language. If you have any questions or if you want to just spend some more time seeing if this is the right fit for you, please reach out to us at sales@bookstallsir.com. We will set up a time to meet with you. We'll probably meet with me. All right, so take care and be well, and thanks again.